What were some of the biggest songs to miss out on Triple J's Hottest 100 Australian Songs of All Time? Hey everyone, Liam here. Thanks for coming back to my channel today, and I've got another video about Triple J's Hottest 100 Australian Songs, which happened just a couple of weeks ago. There's more stuff I'd like to talk about here, and of course we had the reveal of the hottest 101 to 200 songs, which didn't quite make the 100, of course. And then we also have some more songs that just didn't show up in either of those hundreds that I want to talk about. So throughout the week after the initial countdown, the Triple J platform, including Double J, revealed the other 100 songs that didn't quite make the 100 in the 101 to 200 count, which gave us some answers to the questions that were brought up about where was this song, where was this artist. And it was revealed that 101 song was Spinning Around by Kylie Minogue. And I was interested to see a few other entries in there as well. Buy Me a Pony by Spiderbait. I was curious as to why that was the third highest of all the Spiderbait songs to rank, despite being, in my opinion, their most well respected and known. We saw some big names like Sia appear in this count, as well as some metal music from Parkway Drive. We didn't see any of that in the 100. There was a couple more gimmicky songs that popped up in here, going along with that kind of nostalgia bait stuff that I was talking about with the Veronicas, the likes of Nikki Webster and the Wiggles popping up. Another really interesting one, of course, was Don't Change popping up in the 200 here. That song, I believe, was the only song that wasn't on the official nomination list that made the 100 or 200, which leads me to bring up the next point: songs that did not make the 100 or the 200 due to not being nominated. Now, I made some videos about the nomination list initially when this countdown and vote was first announced, and I was quite disgusted with some of the songs that were not included. And I'm going to rattle off some songs here that I think should have been included in the nomination list and may well have made the 100 or 200 if they were on that nomination list. So the big one, in my opinion, is It's a Long Way to the Top If You Want to Rock and Roll by AC/DC. Arguably one of the most well-known and loved Australian songs of all time. It was not on the nomination list due to them not including a fourth AC/DC song. I think this was a big mistake on Triple J's end. Either they needed to change the amount of songs nominated to 4 or 5, or they needed to get the 3 songs correct. I think this should have been one of the 3 songs in there for AC/DC, and it could well have even made it into the top 20 if it was on there. Sounds of Then by Gangi Jang was not nominated. It very well should have been. Run to Paradise by Choir Boys, a big 80s classic, was not on there. The Easy Beats with Friday on My Mind, one of the greatest and most well-respected Australian songs of all time. They were like Australia's Beatles. How could you not put them on there? Better Man by John Butler Trio. This was actually an oversight on mine. Apparently this was not on the nomination list. I predicted it would make the 100. I did not realize it wasn't on the nomination list, but that song has done really well in other counts in the past on these novelty ones that they do, and for some reason they forgot to put it on the list. Fall At Your Feet by Crowded House was not on the nomination list. I believe this is probably their second best song, second biggest song potentially as well. I'm not sure why that they didn't choose to put that one on and they went with Weather With You. Another classic Australian song here with The Real Thing by Russell Morris did not appear. Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs with Most People I Know Think That I'm Crazy, another one that wasn't on there. And a few more recent ones: End of Fashion's Oh Yeah, a song that I really enjoy. And a big one that they missed out, Let It Happen by Tame Impala. How could you not put that on there? And they put Borderline above that song. So there were also some other surprising no-shows, song and artist-wise, that I want to bring up, who were on the nomination lists but just did not show up in the 100 or 200 at all. Some big names from my end are Gyroscope. I thought maybe Snakeskin or Baby I'm Getting Better might show up in there. There was no Carnival. I thought maybe Thamada would pop up. No Kiss Chasey was a surprise, especially considering the Getaway Plan got in there. I guess they were kind of like a contemporary of theirs, and I always thought like Kiss Chasey were bigger than the Getaway Plan. Pendulum did not show up. That's a surprise to me. I guess it's hard to definitively decide what's their biggest song. San Cisco Awkward did not show up in the 200. That was a big surprise to me. I thought that would come in the 100. There was no Get Free by the Vines as well. Another big surprise to me, and that was one I actually voted for. Nothing from Sarah Blasco was a little bit surprising, but I guess she's probably more well known for her albums as opposed to songs maybe. Gravity by the Super Jesus, and also Custard's song Girls Like That. Nothing from Courtney Barnett either, another big surprise. I guess it's another one where It's debatable as to what is her biggest song, but I thought maybe Pedestrian at best could have popped up. Some classic bands didn't show up as well, like Skyhook's Mental as Anything and the Little River Band. I thought maybe we'd see some of them pop up in the 200. Don't Fight It by The Panics, another surprising one that wasn't in there. And another song of note that didn't show up is Dance Monkey by Tones and I. Now this is a song that I've spoken about a little bit on this channel, and I've been critical of this song, but I guess it's kind of showing how time is telling that this song is not well respected. One last thing I want to point out is the difference in the results of this Triple J Hottest 100 Australian songs versus the Triple M Aussies 100 songs that they put out in 2018, which was in a kind of protest response to Triple J moving the Hottest 100 count off of January 26. I'll flash some results up from that Aussies 100 count in 2018 on the screen right now, but you can see the ones I've highlighted in yellow. They are songs that overlap, that appeared in both counts, and there's 44 of them in total. I guess it's just kind of interesting to compare that there was quite a lot of generational overlap in the songs, and there were some definitive Australian songs that no one can deny everyone loves. This also kind of pointed out some songs that were classics that maybe are stronger in the eyes and minds of people maybe over the age of 40 as opposed to the younger generation. And likewise, there are some more younger songs that are more well respected in that kind of millennial and Gen Z age demographic. It's just an interesting comparison. So overall, what do you think of the results? Was there any other big songs that did not make the 100 or the 200 that you think should have been in there? Are there any other surprises that you think I should be pointing out? And what do you think of the whole experience? Did this shed greater light on how good Australian music is? I think it personally did. Thanks for coming back to my channel, everyone. If you want to see more of this stuff, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, bye.